All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to our dev blog. This is our dev blog for BA Games for our new game, Forges of Ravenshire. Now, for those recently joining us, Forges of Ravenshire is a dice worker placement game that we are designing and developing that will be coming to Kickstarter, estimated to be February of 2023. Now, Forge Ravenshire, it's a 1 to 4 player dice worker placement game with elements of engine building and kind of resource gathering as well as the whole time in order to make the most money. Because whoever makes the most money at the end of the game wins. So I designed this game because I'm a huge fan of two particular designers that I really admire and love their designs. And that is Shem Phillips and Luke Laurie. So those two are some of my favorite designers. And playing all their games, I really love the way they delve into worker placement and different ways of doing it. So I want to take a shot at it. And I've made some terrible games in the past, never published because they're terrible. But this one, with a little work from my help from my brothers, we really got to a place where actually we were really excited about it, and it's been people have been really enjoying it. So we're getting it developed, and we're about there. And so we shared this dev blog with you about it. So I'm going to give you kind of a quick rundown of what the game is, about in a couple minutes. Kind of give you what is interesting about this game, why it's designed the way it is a little bit. Kind of give a quick overview. Then in future dev blogs, we'll get more into the meat and potatoes of why we made certain decisions, what's kind of happening, what are we looking for in the game. So to kind of give you a quick rundown, so everyone's going to start by rolling their dice. So these dice are what's going to help you to have your workers. This is what's going to make it so that you do all the gatherings. So what's going to happen is there's going to be 4 rounds, and in each round there's basically going to be 3 phases: a gathering phase, a production phase, and a cleanup phase. So first we're going to do the gathering phase, and I'm going to kind of walk you through it. So say I take my dice, I'm going to roll them, right? All right, 2, 4, 6. I like it. So this is an interesting game in that one of the things we wanted to do was make sure that dice were relevant no matter what face they were on. But there's just different decisions to be made. So right now I'm looking at this 2 here. So on the board, there's different places where you can put these dice. Anywhere where you have this black square open. So there's 2 spots per location. So I am working on building items. So look at here, we got our sword here. So we start, it needs 6 steel, 3 wood, and 2 leather. And if I build that, I'll get 10 gold. All right, so I'm looking for a variety of resources. So I got this 2, though, which is more efficient over here. So I'm going to take this 2, and I'm going to put it in this spot here, right, in the forest. That gives me 3 wood and a dragon scale. So I'll go back down to my player board. I'll gain 3 wood, 1, 2, 3. And then I get a dragon scale. So grab this and put it over here. All right, now that is the first part of my turn. So I place down a die, but now I need to pull a die. So when I pull a die, I will also do the action associated with that location. So for example, I can pull this 2. The thing is, I can't pull the same die. So I can't pull my orange 2 here. I can pull this green one. I could pull another one over here, but I don't really want more wood, right? Because my sword is looking pretty good in terms of building that. So I'm actually going to want, I think I want this 3. Yeah, I'm going to take this one here. So I'm going to take this 3, right? And that'll give me 2 leather because the 3 or 4 means I get 2 leather. So I'm going to pull this die and I'm going to put it immediately onto my board here. So let's finish doing the action here. 2 leather. So go to my board, grab 2 leather. 1, 2. So it puts me at 3 leather now. Now, I place a die to the action, I pulled a die into the action, but now there's a third part to the gathering phase where you actually run an engine. So because I pulled an orange die, I am now going to run this column. So if I pulled a green die, it would go into one of these spots, and if I pulled a purple die, it would go into one of these 3 spots. And when I pull that die, and I have to do the action, I then do the associating actions of that guild. So this is the Alchemist Guild, this is the Harvester Guild, and this is the Merchants Guild. All right, so Alchemist Guild, that means run it, which means now I get a dragon scale or a claw. So I'm gonna go, or a talisman. So I'm gonna grab a talisman. That's what I'm gonna do. Awesome. All right, at this point, then I would pass turn to the next player. So let's pretend now it's my turn again, and so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to place this. I'm going to use this. It's called an action token. So these tokens are basically they'll give you a free action during your turn. So you'll always do the place, the pull, and the run. But now these give you a free action in between those. So for example, before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and use this action token, right? I'm going to use my action token, which gives me a chance to do one of three things. I can either get a contract, which allows me then to, build that contract in the future and make money. B, I can go over here and recruit a guild member, right, which will help with my engines. Or C, I can actually upgrade my forge itself, which will get to more during the production step. So currently, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go ahead and recruit over here. So actually, what I want to do is I want this guy. This is a green. It gives me a leather and a wood. So I would pay the cost, which here it's 3 gold. 1, 2, 3. All right. I'm going to grab this and bring it down. And it places right here into the green slot. Now these can be in any order you wish at any time. You can switch them around as long as they stay within that column. All right. So I haven't done anything yet. So now I want to take this 4. I'm going to put it down. Yeah. Let's do this 4. Let's go over here. Let's go to here. Oh, this needs to come out. Replace that. Go here. I'll get 1 steel and 1 action token. That sounds good. So down here, I'll get a steel, and I'll get an action token. All right, perfect. Now I want to pull a die. Again, I'm going to pull this green. This looks pretty good, right? It's got a nice 2 for a lot of resources, and it's a green for my engine. So I'm going to pull this 2 and put it here. That'll give me 3 wood and a dragon scale. So 1, 2, 3, and dragon scale. Awesome. All right. Now I'd run the engine, right? So I get 1 good of my choice, which is any one of these 5, which I was doing pretty good in leather and pretty good on wood. So I'm going to go ahead and grab another steel, and then I get another leather and another wood. All right, that's my turn. So this would go on, and you do it again, and let's just pretend I would do it again, and I'd have this 6 here. Once we've gone around the steps, now we can, at this point, move into the second part of this called the production phase. This part's done simultaneously among all the players. Usually for the first time, you kind of have someone kind of walk you through the steps. That way everyone can kind of see what they're doing. What's going to happen is you're going to take these 3 dice on your board here, and you're going to take them and you're going to move them over to your production board, is what it is. And so this is now your 6 spots that you have on the production board. Okay, so any combination of these. So if I put a die here, for example, over time, it allows me to run one of my guilds once. Doesn't matter what color or number it gets put here, I can run 1 guild of my choice. If I do it here, that gives me 2 more action tokens. If I put 1 here, depending on the number, I'll get a different benefit, like 2 goods of my choice. This is, I'm going to be changed, by the way. This is a mystic symbol, which is any one of these 4, which we'll get to in a second. And also, this one gives you mystic and a gold. This one can possibly give you reputation, which is another way of gaining gold in the game. And then, or just gain straight gold. As well as this spot, which allows you to make charcoal, and this one makes steel. So I'll kind of go through these. Let's say I pretend I go here, here. Let's move this down to here is what we'll do. And let's pretend this is over here. Okay, so I'll go through it, do my turn, do the guild. Maybe I choose this one, I get a good of my choice, and a leather and a wood. So maybe I gain a steel, 1 more leather, and a wood. All right, now I would do this one. So this is turning wood into charcoal. So what is a 1-to-1? So for every wood I spend, I get 1 charcoal. So I'm gonna spend 5 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that gives me 5 charcoal. I'm gonna get 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I have a bonus because this worker gives me a bonus, and because these are 2, I now have 4 more charcoal. So this goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually now I'm sitting at 10 charcoal. So I spent 5 wood to get 9 charcoal in addition to my 1 that I started with. So I have 10 charcoal now. All right, so that would be done. And now you can also make steel the same way. But steel is different and it needs both charcoal and ore. So you're taking that raw ore and you're heating up with charcoal and adding carbon to the iron, which then once you heat it up and make steel. So we're going to do that now. So, all right. So I expend 1 ore and we'll do 1 charcoal makes 1 steel. But with the 6, I get 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Now, if I go back here, go back rolls 1 second here. I may want to produce more steel, or I think I'm going to do a lot of steel the rest of the turn. I can spend 1 of these action tokens. I'm going to spend it now during the production step. And I'm going to do an upgrade. So over here are different upgrades to your board that you can modify your forge to be better. So I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to slide it in here. So now I produce 4 steel instead of 3 steel whenever I use my 6. So I'm going to do it again, spend the ore, spend the charcoal. That gives me the 1 steel, but now I get additional 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. A total now of 9 steel. All right, and then what I would do to end my turn is then I would complete the sword. So I would spend 6 steel, 3 wood, and 2 leather. All right, to complete the sword. So I'd put it over here, and I would put it over here. And I would get 10 gold. Now, you'll notice these 2 spots here. So this is where like the mystic resources come into play. So if I had, for example, 2 mithril, let's say 2 ember gems here. Right. So let's say I got a sword, I got 10 gold, but maybe I want to make it better. So I can take mithril that I've acquired and incorporate it into the sword, where I actually make it into a mithril sword. So I'll take this, move it over here. What I do now, I gotta spend a charcoal and 2 mithril. So if I spend 2 mithril and a charcoal, I would then get what's called a reputation bonus. So let's talk reputation. Everyone starts at 0. As you go on reputation, it does 2 things for you. So I'm red, I gain 1 reputation for doing this. I go here, which will immediately allow me to get 1 good of my choice. So maybe I go down here and be like, oh, I'm gonna need more wood later. All right. But also at the end of the game, I'll get gold. So if I go the entire game, and this is where I end at, I'm going to have 1 gold at the end, after everything's done. Now, if I ended up here, after getting all of these bonuses, at the end of the game, I would be gaining 11 gold at the end. So if I had 80 plus 11, I'd have 91 gold. So 2 benefits of reputations. 1, you get gold, but also you get different benefits like different goods and things, as well as accessibility to different and better contracts. So in this case, the 2-star would give me access to exceptional contracts. If I get to level 4, it gives me access to legendary contracts, which have different benefits, different requirements. They are more difficult to build, but they also give you a lot greater benefit as well as also some additional benefits involved in them for legendaries. So that's kind of what Mithril Reputation does. The other thing too is I could also just build Ember Gems. So this gives me 10 gold, but if I spend 2 Ember Gems and charcoal, I get 4 gold. So this would be a total of 14 gold. So I'd go over here, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So now that would be what I got. So it was at 15 gold. So what everyone's done doing their turn, doing whatever you're gonna do, I take these dice, you're gonna roll them again. Ooh, 3 5s. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. Then you go up here. You're going to hit the bottom row, and it's going to go away. These will shove down, and there'll be 3 new ones that come out. Then you go over here. You'll move anything that's on the right to the left of the spot. So the left part. And then anytime you see a double, this one will now leave. Go into 6, go into 1, go into 2, to 3, and I'll find an open spot here. Then you'll roll these dice. Place them on here. Advance to round 2. and the first player would maybe would pass to the person on the left, so now that person would be first. So if I was first, it would be the next player to my left would now be the first player this round. And you do that 4 rounds. And that, in a nutshell, is the game. Last thing, over here, you may have different titles you can earn. So during this cleanup step, you would check to see who has the most weapons, or in this case, or the requirement here, which is 5 weapons. So if we all had 5 weapons, we would all gain 12 gold, and then anyone else who gets 5 weapons later does not get this. It would go away. Let's say only I had it, 5 weapons that I've made, then I would get the 12. This would go away, and then no one else can get it in the next rounds. All right. So that is this game in a nutshell. It's very quick. The gameplay loop is very focused. It's place a die, do the action, grab a die, do the action, and then run the engine associated with that die. You do that 3 times, you go to production, and you just rotate it, do it again, again, and again. So that is kind of how the game is designed, is to play pretty simply in that regard, but also have a lot of variety in the numbers and which numbers do you want to pull. Maybe you want to pull the color. I mean, that's more important. Or maybe you want to invest in doing a bigger engine for the guilds. So maybe you want to invest more into green, which means numbers may matter less. But don't forget, numbers still matter when you're working in the production phase, because color doesn't matter at all during the production, but it matters when you pull them. So it's just a lot of things you have to think about when you're pulling a dice. Even though you only have a few decisions, those decisions can mean a lot of things. So you have to be very careful in how you play the game, as well as what you're going to do, what you're going to build, and what everyone else is doing as well. So I hope you enjoyed kind of an overview of Forges of Ravenshire, and have a great day. And we'll see you next time.